Morning, everyone. I had to change with my back. I think my background is what was causing everything to keep freezing. Good morning. Questions, tickers, throw in the comment box. What's going on, Jesse? Remember, I'm on Instagram and YouTube currently. Pick the format you'd like. Got a lot to hear. We got things to talk about today. We'll start the report here in about 60 seconds. Questions, tickers, throw them in that comment box. We'll get to them in the middle of my report. What's up, Jesse? What's up, Morgan? Ryan? Again, guys, if you don't like the vertical format, you can go to horizontal. I'm broadcasting on YouTube at Student Alpha. You can follow me there. There's also exclusive content that you can't find other places. All right, we're going to get started. So, happy Wednesday, the 17th of December. I've switched out my background because that's what's right now. I have to get that fixed. So you get a peek in my war room. I have a large house. Actually, my trading war room is basically an apartment suite in my house. So I spend most of my time in here. All right. I should do a reel about my whole room and setup. Maybe I'll do that. That'll be fun. So data today, there's really no significant data to move the market on the American side, but we do have a couple Fed speakers if they say anything that could shake up the markets. But let's look at the S&P 500 futures, ES, MES. These are H26 contracts, folks. So open price 68.49, high day 68.83. Low a day 68.34, resistance at high a day and 69.50, support at low a day and 68.20 or 60. Did I get that right? Yeah, 68.20. It seems like a wide spread. Why did I put 60? Anyway, sometimes I got to question my report. In the middle of my report, when I'm doing it, starting an hour ago, I get disrupted with questions and stuff. So anyway, my trading war room, I have everything marked out. The bias, where anything above the white line, we're looking for longs. Anything below the white line, we're looking for shorts as what we've established as bias. The next long setup is coming in right here in about 68.75. We get confirmation of the first read with my proprietary momentum indicator. That's going to be a nice trade for 10 points. 10 points on leverage is a lot, guys. So keep an eye on that level. We're at the level right now. We don't have confirmation. Mean reversion levels are definitely 7,000 and then below us at 6,500. Again, if you have questions or tickers, throw them in the comment box. I'll get to them shortly. RTY M2K, that is the Russell 2000's futures product. Open price 25.37, high day 25.53, low a day 25.28, resistance at high day in 2600, support at low a day in 25.25. The bias is long above 25.44, and you see we have the daily VWAP also at that supportive level. So currently hunting longs, and our price is right about 25.49 as that confirmation comes in. You see we have initial weakness here. So if we continue, if we get more momentum down, we could test this VWAP into what we call the primary read for an intraday, pretty high conviction trade. We'll see what happens here. Okay, I'll always call these live, right? Let's get into gold. Everybody loves to trade gold. I love to trade gold. Move my thing around here. Let's switch this out a little bit, give you a better view. So I called this long yesterday at 43.30, which is XAU 4,300. You could still be in this trade. You could really be in this trade. Anyway, for XAU, subtract 29 to do the math for the underlying. If you're a spot trader, I'm giving futures prices. Open price 43.33, so that's in the 4,300 diamond and spot. High days 43.73. I think we have a new high day. 78 now. Low a day 43.30. Resistance at high a day. And guys, this box. This is resistance. All right, so this will include, we're tapping into the all-time high levels for gold futures right now. Remember, spot's 30 points lower. You will have an incident where the tail, which is gold futures, will wag the dog, which is spot, because we're going to hit resistance as we hit this box. Spot will be affected, but then once it breaks the box, we'll see spot do the same thing. I talk about this all the time when we trade. One will sometimes lead the other one. Normally, the leading indicator is the underlier. So watching that box, remember, futures products are based on the underlier, but they are separate products. So we will have that dog wagging its tail wagging the dog type thing. So it is important if you're a futures trader to know where the underlying is. If you're a spot trader, you don't have anything to worry about other than just trade spot, but you kind of want to know when futures hits these resistive levels. Mean reversion levels are in this box at 4,400. Remember, it's a 15-point zone either side, and then below us at 4,100. Silver, holy rocket ship! Anybody watch that last night? Look at this. That's a like $2 run up during Asian session last night. So for the underlier, it's pretty easy. Subtract 20 cents. I thought we would head into backwardation where spot prices were higher than future prices because we had closed the gap down to about 3 cents. Now we've widened it back out to 20. So we're in a contango or normal relationship. All I have to say is when it goes into backwardation, guys, the demand on silver's today's prices is very high. Because remember, futures is future pricing. That's where it gets its name. Open price 63.71, high a day 63.65. Guys, that is a $3 jump in one day. In a normal trading environment, it would take a couple weeks for silver to move that hard. The beta is just at rip your face off pace right now. It kind of reminds me of crypto right now. So resistance at low a day was 63.68. Resistance at high day and 68 above us. Support at low a day and 62. Yes, it's that wide because the beta is that high. Bias is long above 65.62 right here. We do have VWAP protection above bias, and the daily is long. Mean reversion levels are 60 and 70. It's tough to bet against silver, but I think 70 is going to be a good resistance level. This thing, when it sells off, it's going to sell off $5 to $8 and then probably rebound. You don't believe me? Go back and look at the daily chart. It does it. It does it every time that strong profit take comes in and sellers sit at levels. Platinum, man, this one's aggravating me a little bit because you guys all know I love to swing trade this. I had this Friday at 1700, and then on the Sunday's open we had that crazy wick, 45-point wick, which kicked me out of my trade. And then it ran to 1900. I won't even tell you how much money this would be right now if I was able to stay in that trade, because this is what I predicted. And I never got an opportunity to buy back in at a level that I liked. But I've said on the record that gold and silver setting all-time highs. Platinum has more upward potential because this isn't an all-time high. This is a 25-year high. The all-time high is like $2,600. This thing has a lot more massive potential upward. So I'm looking to buy a discount. Right now, like 1,900 and 1,800, kind of those whole dollar psychological amounts, and then we blend them into key levels. But anyway, for XPT, just subtract, which is the underlier, subtract 10. Open price 1874, high day 1962. Low a day 1868, resistance at high day in 1990, support at low a day in 1800, bias is long above 1918, and the daily is long. I did mean revert this play here that I posted. The first tap into the diamond paid 10. The second at the key level was a loss, right? So it paid early, right? Where's that? Right here. And then said we're done. So depending on where you entered, you either made money on the first one, lost money on the second. And again, it's depending on where. A lot of it, guys, is you have to pick a position. I like picking a position below the key level, right? And you can see a couple of these, 1 and 2 below the key level paid. So this one paid 20 some. This one paid Yeah, 20 some. What was it? What was this? Maybe you can't see it. There we go. My Instagram folks. Sorry. 18, 18. Yeah, and that one paid 30. So 30, 20, and then it decided to stop paying. I do think we see another test in 1900. There's been no significant test. You can see once we broke 1900, we never retested it. It will see it again. I think 2000 is going to offer a significant resistance, but I'm going to look to see how it reacts on a shorter swing from 1900 to 2000, right? And if this breaks strongly on profit taking, I'll definitely look at like a discount in this range down here. Really only looking for longs in platinum. These mean reversion shorts were very fast and very small amount of points that you're hunting. So, guys, welcome questions, tickers. So in the comment box, I'm about ready to get to them before I have to head off to my trade group and trade New York Open. All right. 9-1 oscillators are flat, -1, -5. VIX is at 16. Neutral and medium buying. So that's what the markets are saying right now. Tesla, did you guys see Tesla? It almost hit $500 over early morning. That's where resistance is. I think it hit 598. It's currently at it hit 498. Currently at 488. Nvidia's just stuck at that price at 177. And again, I would contend you need to set an all-time high anchored VWAP and consider getting out if it touches that. We need to plan our exit. I don't think this is good for Nvidia. Google's going to take its market share. Meta's moving away from them to Google, and there's a lot of bad information out about Nvidia cooking the books. Take it for what it's worth. BBAI is currently 591, which is the buy zone. My stop loss is 399. My buy is at 550 is my position. QBTS is kind of oscillating above between 20 and 30. I talked about this in my weekend update video that's kind of the range it's going to sit in. It needs to break and hold above 30 to continue upward. My stop loss is 18 and some change on that on my $8 buy. Bitcoin's at 87.4. And Ethereum's at 29.38. I really think the fat lady's singing on cryptocurrency right now. Bitcoin is more than likely going to go down to 69 to 70,000 before we see 100,000 again, guys. And that would pace Ethereum down to somewhere between 1,800 maybe. So anyway, this cycle is different because of the fundamentals behind it and all the incorporations into funds. But I think she heads down more. I don't know. If you want to learn this, guys, I offer a money-back guarantee on my course. All my links. Go check them out. Let's go see what you guys have. Let's go see the questions you guys have. Scroll back here. All right. Before I talk about pre-market. Yeah, so gold. Question about gold. Again, I did cover it. I think 4,400, 40. So we're talking about, I know, Secure, you're asking about spot. Let's look at spot. Let's widen out. Here you go. There's your all-time high at 43.81. So I'm going to start that box and I'm going to include the wicks. You can see, including those wicks, let me actually zero in. So the top of that box is actually the median or the even price of that. That's where we're headed. See, we fell short a couple times. I'm on record as saying we don't break this the first time without a catalyst. I think we sell down, do this maybe a couple times before we decide to break it. Right? So I told anybody that bought down here at 4,250 or 4,300 to take profit at 4,400, or you're going to have to endure draw down again in your position before it breaks. But remember, as we hit this key level, what breaks it? Volume, and volume created from catalysts. So there you go. Oclo. Yeah, so let me grab another chart. Throw it over here. Stand by. I'll throw you a chart up for Oclo. There we go. Now let's try it. Yeah, so Oclo is selling off pretty strongly, but you have to be willing to take a You have to have a stop loss in place, right? I talked about this on video. Where is standby? I got to go back to your questions. All right. This is the support zone. It's tapping right into it. So, 75 to 79 needs to hold. Otherwise, we're going to drop and see another $20 drop. So if you own it any lower than that, you need to be positioned with your stop loss below this to stop the bleeding. In Aklo. All right. Other questions. Gold by end of the year. Talk to a fundamentalist. A lot of them are saying 5,000. Lifestyle, the rich and famous war room. I have a nice war room. It's like I said, it's a size of an apartment. I pretty much come in here and leave the other 5,000 square feet of the house to the rest of the people. So, yeah, silver. Don't chase it. Just wait for a discount. You'll get another discount to come in. You'll get plenty of opportunities, but silver is just going. Buy physical silver. I own a lot of it. MP metals, yeah, that looks like trash too right now. They're all down, so it's in that buy zone that I talked about. Definitely, if you're positioned, if you bought it down here, I would have your stop loss at 38 or tighten right below this level at 48. Don't give up that $10. But this is kind of like Aklo. It needs to find support here in this identified. This is this zone. I don't know if you can see it on Instagram. Oops. Let me grab it like this. Okay, gaps create support. So this is a supportive gap. And then, so if this is known as a pivot swing into the gap and it held, it's doing it again. So you need to be just below this gap. If this holds, you're going to see this. You'll see this, and then you'll see it run to test this all-time high anchored VWAP, right? So the next buy signal would be a closed filter, solid candle with volume out of this zone, or the exact same thing above this zone. I would tighten, depending on where you own it. All right, let's see other questions. Let's see. Hard to see them questions in YouTube. You guys are just in there just chatting away. All right, that's fine. Hey, let's, because I got to get going, got to get headed to my trading room. Let's talk about pre-market volume leaders. Listen, nothing looks good today. Again, this is a third day in a row. But what you have to understand is the way that I analyze these, and I know some of you guys like to trade these pre-market volume leaders. I want to show you something. Stock screeners. I know some of you guys, so you go to extended hours, pre-market volume descending. So some of you guys on YouTube can't see this, but when I go through this whole list, right, the only two that met the qualifications for movement were UDMY and VYNE. I don't just put in a report that there's nothing to do because I didn't have time to do it. No, I take the time to do this. And the only reason why these are moving is they're both mergers, so it's already priced into the merger price. So it's really not tradable. So, yeah. All right, guys. Well, I got to head off to my war room, trade with my guys. Good luck today. And I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good one.